DeSci has gotten absolutely crushed in the past couple of weeks, but today I am buying the dip and I'm going to be telling you why in this video. And I'm going to be talking about a couple projects that, I think could do big things in the coming months. All right, so let's get into it. We're going to be talking about DeSci today. Now, this is a sector that I'm particularly bullish on. And, I want to say before starting out the video, basically the entire altcoin market has been fucked recently. There's a couple reasons why and everything. We can get into it. But generally, most altcoins, except a few, haven't been doing great lately. So this is really not a super DeSci specific thing, but DeSci has been hit hard recently, and I think it's a potential great opportunity. So we're gonna get the elephant out of the room here. So there was a big launch on Binance about a month ago or so, and it was for BioProtocol. So BioProtocol currently has the second largest market cap in all of DeSci, and it launched at a $1 billion valuation, over $1 billion valuation. Now, when it launched, the market was kind of at a local top for altcoins, and at the end of the day, they had to do what they had to do. They got to get listed, and they got to get, launched. And in my opinion, I think it was an overall bullish event for DeSci because a lot of liquidity was able to come in and people were able to, get attention on the sector, etc. And also it was the first major listing in all of DeSci, which is, in my opinion, a good thing. But of course, it launched at basically the local top for altcoins, and then it kind of slipped down, and it's currently now sitting at a $345 million market cap. It's obviously, taken some damage, but it's still a solid project. They're still building, which is the important thing. And so that's kind of like something that's kind of driven some negative sentiment towards the DeSci space. The fact that they had they launched at a high valuation and now they've kind of come down, but it's really just the whole entire altcoin market. That's really the way I'm seeing this. So yeah, I wanted to talk about that. But Research Coin has been performing very well and holding up very well. Now, Researchhub is Brian Armstrong's project. If you look at Brian Armstrong's Twitter, you can see he is the co-founder of Researchhub. He has in his bio. And RSC is, one of my favorite projects in DeSci. I love RSC. I think this is going to, in my opinion, I think it's probably going to end up being the biggest project in DeSci. And I can get into it. I've made a couple videos on RSC before. But if you take a look at RSC has held up pretty well. Now, of course, it's dumped, but a lot of the altcoins have dumped, and DeSci especially has gotten hit hard. All right, so RSC is one of the few projects in DeSci that has held up particularly well. And it's currently sitting at a $75 million market cap. It's backed by Brian Armstrong. It's not listed on any major centralized exchange yet, including Coinbase. In my opinion, I think it probably should get listed on Coinbase this year, assuming we have a real altcoin season. All right, so that's kind of my thesis with it. And also has a ton of capital backing it. Brian Armstrong's a billionaire. Coinbase is a $75 billion market cap on the stock market. Biggest exchange in the U.S. They're in with BlackRock. They own a lot of USDC. This seems like a no-brainer blue chip play in my opinion. And of course, I believe in the DeSci space as a whole. So I think this should be a really, really strong play. But RSC has been doing super good. And as you can see, just like all the projects I'm talking about, they're still building. They're putting out updates and stuff. So although, the sector has had a pullback, I think this is going to be a good opportunity for people to get in. This is a project, once again, good looking chart, has held up well through, what's been a rough time the past month or so, and has large capital backing, has a big team, really like their team. I think it's a super strong project. And my price prediction is, I don't really know. I really have no clue where this market is going, especially with Trump in office. But I think we should, make fresh new all-time highs this year for RSC. That's what I think. All right. And Brian Armstrong, of course, I think he's really waiting for it to hit a certain market cap before it gets listed on Coinbase. That's kind of my thesis with the whole thing. All right. So we go back to DeSci. There's a couple other projects, and, RSC is the third biggest one. I think it's going to end up being the biggest at some point. That's kind of my take. The next projects I want to talk about are Nobleblocks. So Nobleblocks is a project that I'm an advisor for, and it's a competitor actually to Researchhub. So Nobleblocks right now has gotten hit really hard. The chart is not looking good at all. I'll just show it right here. So I feel like every time I show this chart, though, I have to explain what happened. But pretty much this was like when DeSci was very hot in the entire altcoin market. There was a big launch, and then it came down, and there was a hack on a third-party token custody, not on the platform, but a third party that held some of the tokens. Yeah, so that happened to the chart. The project was able to continue forward despite the hack on the third party, which held some tokens. And, the DeSci market kind of just fell through. And then when it revived, the DeSci market revived, it pumped pretty high. And it's kind of kept chopping down. And the real reason, if we're just being brutally honest, is because there is a platform that's supposed to be coming out for Nobleblocks soon, and it hasn't released yet. Now, there's a lot of people, I'm in the Telegram. If you're in the Telegram, you see me talking in there. I've beta tested the platform before. So it's a real thing. It's not like a fake thing. And here's the thing, guys. The altcoin market right now is kind of some shit, and DeSci got hit hard. So why would we release the platform now? It makes literally zero sense, okay? So I personally believe, in my opinion, that Nobleblocks platform should be released once the altcoin market and DeSci is hot. That's my personal opinion. I think we should wait till there's actual momentum in the market to drop the platform, all right? And although the chart, looks kind of not great, there's good liquidity on it. 720K liquidity locked and can easily get bumped up to $1 million too. And of course, it's paired with Ethereum, so that's another thing. Ethereum hasn't doing that well, and I think Ethereum will continue to run. But Nobleblocks, because it is the main competitor to RSC, I think is going to do well. I see it as a beta play to RSC. I see RSC as the leader in the space and Nobleblocks as the beta. And also, Nobleblocks is a really popular platform. This is a real thing. When I was in Dubai, there were 2 separate occasions where people just brought up Nobleblocks to me, and I didn't even know I was a part of the project. Like, seriously. So it's a big project. People know about it. That's the one thing, I'm super bullish on, of course, the platform coming, but it's a big name. Like, people know about Nobleblocks, and that's important. So I think Noble will make a comeback for sure, but of course the entire market needs to make a comeback as well. Now let's talk about Bill Nye. So Bill Nye is a project of that investor, aka Patrick. And Patrick, as you guys probably know, is my friend. I think this is it's a low cap, it has low liquidity, so it's definitely risky, just like Nobleblocks. I would say RSC is the blue chip here, and then Noble and Bill Nye are kind of like your beta plays on RSC. RSC is the leader in the space, so if RSC does well, these two should probably do well, and so should the rest of the space, in my opinion. So Bill Nye currently has 281K liquidity and $3.5 million market. I think this is wrong, actually. I think it's a $3.5 million market cap. But I think this is wrong, actually. No, it's 1.1 million. I don't know why it's just glitching right here. But Bill Nye is a AI agent that is, I think AI agent and DeSci are 2 strong narratives. Now, I am not too into Bill, so I don't know too much of what it actually does, but the whole purpose of it is to kind of educate people on DeSci. And there's also a major partnership coming for Bill in the future with, we'll see what happens with that. I think it could be potentially very, very bullish. Of course, Patrick is the one behind this, and he's like the big, guy, content creator for DeSci. So I'm particularly bullish on it. And I think the space as a whole is going to make a comeback. I think for sure. Like, this is what I say to people when it comes to DeSci, and it's not, you can argue the science and all that other shit, but when we're just talking about money and we're talking about price going up and everything. So let's think about the guys who are actually invested into DeSci, all right? So Brian Armstrong, the founder of Coinbase, the second largest exchange in the world, CZ, the founder of Binance, which holds like 1 million Bitcoin almost, and they're the biggest exchange in the world, and Vitalik, who's the founder of Ethereum. And also, I want to point this out too. I think Vitalik and Brian Armstrong are going to be extra incentivized to shield their DeSci bags because Ethereum has a lot of market share on DeSci, and Ethereum is kind of struggling versus Solana. So this is something Ethereum's going to be able to, can possibly be able to leverage to give them more of a bull case, because Ethereum has been struggling against Solana, but this is something that they have kind of a lot of market share on. So I think Vitalik and Brian are going to be really incentivized. Brian is obviously, has the base chain, which is a layer 2 on Ethereum. I think they're going to be heavily incentivized to pump it. And I think they're kind of just waiting for the right time. But of course, we'll see what happens. I'm particularly bullish on RSC. I think if we can see a real alt season, I think $10 is possible for RSC. I know I fucking make price prediction. I probably shouldn't do that. But I really think there's a ton of upside, and yeah. That's all I got for this video, though. I don't want to keep rambling. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, and go follow me on X, Aaron Bremser _. And yeah, thank you for watching.